Hello and welcome to Weathered Oak Media. I'm Will and I hope you're all doing well out there, in spite of all the troubles in the world. Been a while since I've created my last video for my channel here, and that's because I've been a very busy guy. Right up until mid-April I was a full-time student. Then when school ended, I went back to work in my summer job. And so I've just been really busy. I just simply haven't had the time to create new content for you guys. That being said though, I've noticed that in my absence I've gained a few new subscribers and got a lot of new likes and comments on some of my previous works, so thank you very much for that. I always say that I make these videos for fun, not for popularity, but I'm not gonna lie, it really does feel nice when random strangers like and comment on what you do. So thank you very much for that. So anyway, as my school year was winding down, I was really looking forward to creating a new video, but I also found myself wondering what I should actually create a video about. I could have made a video about music, model ships, photography, and I intend to do all of that, but for this video I thought, why not show you guys what it is that I do in the summertime when I'm not a student? For those of you who may not have seen one of my earlier videos, or if you don't follow me on Instagram, I work on a cranberry farm. Actually, I work on 2 cranberry farms, and they're both owned by the same family. No, not that kind of family. The Hamilton family here on Vancouver Island. It's a beautiful place, they both are, and I joined the team in 2019 for the harvest, and then last year I helped out with everything else that needs to be done over the summertime before a harvest. And that's what this video is going to be about. I'm going to show you guys everything that happens at a cranberry farm before the harvest, and that's from planting, irrigation, minor maintenance, all sorts of things like that. See, people always get really interested when I tell them that I work on a cranberry farm. And it actually is kind of a cool job. Personally, I would rather be working with berries than livestock. Not that there's anything wrong with livestock farming, but I'd rather not shovel shit all day. So this video is going to feature images from this camera as well as from my phone, because I don't always have my camera with me. And the music will also be provided by yours truly. So sit back, grab yourself a glass of ocean spray, and have a look at my life on the farm. Welcome back. As I said in my intro, I work at 2 different cranberry farms, so I'm going to begin by giving you a tour of both. This is the 210 farm. My boss lives on this property. And it's a really quiet place. These are the 2 of the irrigation ponds and the pump house. And up here is our workshop and some of our equipment. This perspective is kind of neat. It's from the roof of the workshop, and I don't have a drone, so this'll do just fine actually. And it shows almost the entire property. There are 7 large bogs arranged up here north-south, as well as 2 of the irrigation ponds and the pump house. There's also another pump house at the top end of the field and a hidden 8th bog tucked away. The entire property has a gentle slope downward to help with irrigation and recovering water. Now let's head over to the other farm that I work at. This is the GHS farm. It's located at the bottom of a long winding gravel road. It's not uncommon to see deer out on this road, and sometimes we've even seen bears. This concrete pad is where the berries are loaded onto the trucks during the fall harvest. But for the rest of the year, it just makes a really good place to park my car. As you can see, this property is arranged much differently than the 210 farm. Varying sized fields. This view is from out in the middle of the property actually, And we're looking kind of north by northeast, I believe. There's an irrigation pond and a pump house located up over there. And another pump house over there with the green roof. And our workshop and everything else is just kind of over in the middle there. The airport is a couple kilometers east. As you can see here, like I said, there are varying sizes of bogs on this property. They range from about 2 to 5 acres. Some are long and skinny and others are short and square. Now let's hop into that little green gator there and zip on back to the shop. We'll pick up one of my coworkers along the way. Irrigation pond and pump house on the right, as well as a newly planted field. We weren't actually going this fast. I've sped up this video. Two questions I get asked a lot are, how do cranberries grow, and do cranberries grow in water? Well, cranberries are a perennial vine, meaning they'll grow perpetually every year, but sometimes we do have to help them out, and we can start by planting a small clipping. It'll eventually grow into this nice fully formed plug, which can be planted and eventually flowers. Bees are brought in to help do their thing. And eventually, once the berries set, we know that we're going to start producing fruit. As for whether or not they grow in water, well, as you can see here, the field is actually rather dry. Cranberry vines are a kind of a hardy, woody sort of vine. They're actually very tough. But they are starting to grow quite nicely. It's time to turn on the irrigation. Water is drawn through intakes just under those blue floats there in the middle of the pond, and pumped through a pair of, I believe they're 5 or 10 horsepower pumps. That's enough to power the sprinklers on the front end of the field. Each field itself also has its own individual valve to control how much water's hitting it. One of our tasks is to also make sure all of those sprinkler heads are nice and clear. And this is a pond at the other farm, the GHS farm, and you can see the pump house there. Watch closely and you can see a little swallow chasing insects off the top of the water. The ponds do make for really nice photography subjects. Most of what we do around the farm actually involves weed and grass control. I spend a lot of time with a weed eater strapped to my hip. But I do it safely. Another task I do? Clearing ditches. But it's a good way to get some cardio in. And sometimes things break like this pipe, and it has to be fixed. It's a lot of digging and a lot of mud. Now, it's no secret that a lot of farms use homemade equipment to help with some of the tasks. This one, nicknamed the Dragonfly, is used for spraying the fields for herbicides, but could also be adapted to spread fertilizer off of this little hopper. Sometimes I get asked to paint things, like this flow gate that regulates the water flow between the fields. And sometimes I'm asked to paint really unique things, like this old John Deere tractor. I jumped into this task with both feet first. I used to work as a commercial painter, so it actually felt really cool to help restore this old machine. We went with Cranberry Red. I'm really quite proud of the work that I did. Every little detail was done by brush. It's actually kind of cool that this 50-year-old machine still runs. Listen to that diesel engine. When fitted with the mower attachment, this old tractor does a pretty good job at trimming the edges off the dikes. Of course, like any farm, there are also a couple of derelict tractors that make for really neat photography subjects. One thing I really do love about working out in the countryside is that even when I'm working by myself, I'm never truly alone. These guys are very common, and they're okay as long as they stay on the outside of the fence. They will eat the cranberry vines. Bald eagles are also another very common sight, and I just love it. Springtime also brings a lot of new life to the farm. We also get tree swallows, red-winged blackbirds, and waxwings. There are even owls out there. This is one of their pellets. And there are red-tailed hawks. I could watch these guys gliding in the updrafts all afternoon long. Sometimes we get migratory birds. Listen close. Now, one of the really cool things I like about where these farms are located is that they're very close to the airport. And I get to see a lot of really cool planes. One of the most common ones is this CP-140 Aurora. This guy will circle around the farm all afternoon doing low passes. There's the cormorant helicopter, search and rescue. The buffalo, another one that circles around town all afternoon. And recently we had a CC-130 Hercules. Just listen to that sound. Then we get the snowbirds here for spring training. I can't tell you how thrilled I get every time I see and hear these guys overhead. Man, I love that sound. Well, thanks very much for joining me out here on the farm today. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. As you can see, a lot goes into the production of cranberries. So when you're sitting down for your next holiday meal and you crack open that can of ocean spray, think of people like us. I want to give a shout out to the Hamilton family for inviting me to join the team and for letting me play with my camera between tasks. I do work pretty hard all day, and so I'm actually filming this at the end of my day. I'm pretty tired and sweaty right now. It is a really interesting job, and I hope this it has enlightened you a little bit on what happens out here. I do intend to create more videos for my channel as time allows. I've got a few great ideas. I've got an old guitar actually that I'm going to restore, so I'm sure you guys are going to really love that video. I also have some photography projects, so I'd like to put together some slideshows for you guys set to music, and I think you guys might enjoy that. And one of my old model ships got damaged, so I'm going to make a video about fixing that old ship as well. So I've got lots of things coming down the line, and you guys just have to be patient because I work full-time, as you can see. I really don't know how some of you guys are able to crank out so many videos like that. I mean, good on you, but for a full-time worker like me, there might be some gaps between the videos. So I really appreciate all your patience. If you like what you've seen here, please go ahead and subscribe. If not, my feelings won't be hurt. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I do make these videos for fun, not for popularity. But I do like it when I get a thumbs up from a random stranger. So thanks very much for that. That's about all I've got for you for today's video. I hope you all stay safe and stay well. I'll see you next time.